What is going on? Y'all need to stop drinking and just watch the game. Please, bro.
Hi, I'm Ludo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here or I keep popping up on your recommended, please make sure to subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. And that's all. Okay, bye-bye.
And then, dude, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I can sleep in a little bit because the game was until 3:30. Our group didn't need to leave the house till like, well, they said 11, but we didn't leave till like 12:30, but we didn't really need to leave them either. So I was like, oh, I can sleep in. I wake up at 9:45. I'm like, I'm gonna snooze the alarm. I'll wake up at 10. I don't need that. I'll just get ready in like an hour. That's fine. That's plenty of time. I wake up at 10 and I'm like, oh my word, I forgot I have to get a YouTube video up. If you don't know, I put a YouTube video out every single day. I am the editor of those YouTube videos and I pretty much edit them every single morning and then get them out. And I was like, oh my word, I don't have a YouTube video. And like, if I know I'm gonna be busy the next day, I'll edit the night before and get it up. Completely forgot. So at 10:05, I am running around the house. I ran upstairs. I grabbed my clothes. I ran upstairs. I was literally getting dressed, opening up my computer, downloading a VOD, trying to edit. Oh, it was insane. I got it all done with 5 minutes to spare. Phew! Got it up. Content. 5 minutes to spare. And so we get in the car and we were gonna drive to an area where you park and then get on a bus because it was only like $15 a person, and so it's a lot better than trying to find parking there. And parking there, we saw a sign, $200 to park there, bro. I was like, first of all, I'm so glad we did $15 to get on this bus. Second of all, who is paying $200 to park here, bro? You have lost your mind. 100% so glad we did the bus. So we park, we get on the bus, we get there, and my dad with his work, because the reason I said my dad had to technically work with this, so this was his like birthday celebration, but also technically work. My dad works in big boy insurance stuff. I tried to work there for a week and I quit. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I couldn't do it. I can't do that. I can't, this brain does not do serious, you know, big boy numbers, work, business stuff. But so my dad had to work, unfortunately, for his birthday. However, they were able to go to the Georgia-Florida game for the work. And so they got this, like, big boxing, bro. It was freaking cool! And so my dad was like, do you want to go? I got tickets. I said, me? Is it me? I will come. He was like, you gotta act professional. I said, that's my middle name, dog. I can be professional. So he was like, okay, well, you have to wait because they had to go do dinner or lunch and then they were going to come to the game. So our group, we all waited by the little entrance thing. And then they were like, okay, we're an hour and a half out. And it's like the sun is on us and we're like, bro. So we look up and there's like this pub nearby. And so the people I was with drink. I don't drink. And so I was like, all right, let's go to the pub and let's hang there. At least it would be better than sitting in the sun. So this is where the story starts, and the night just gets crazy from there. So we walk to the pub, which is like 0.3 miles. It's not a long walk at all. So we're walking to the pub, and, you know, it's your typical Georgia-Florida. If you don't know, Georgia-Florida is a huge rivalry, and there's tons of people. It literally is like Disneyland, bro. There's so many people, and this girl has social anxiety, and y'all be so proud, because I did so good. I did not, I was just a little anxious, not a lot. But so we walked to the pub and it was, we got in and I had to pee so bad. That has nothing to do with the story. I had to pee so bad. And it said for customers only. I was like, bro, I promise I'm going to buy stuff. Please let me go pee. And so we get in and we get our table. First of all, I had our table with our chairs and I was in charge. They were going to get their drinks. I said, I will stay here and guard the table. Tell me why the second all the boys leave, because my cousins were all here. All the boys leave. This woman comes up and goes, you're not using those chairs, right? I'm like, I know you just saw them get up to go order. I said, no, I am. And she looks at me like, I was like, do you want to go? Because I will go, okay? Not really, but kinda. And I was like, yeah, they're ordering and we're gonna use them. Anyway, so she was like, okay, fine. And then she left. I was like, okay, bye. And then we didn't even, and we sat there for a bit, and then we ended up moving to the bar area because they all wanted a drink. And so we went up there, and she wanted to fight clearly. I was like, girl, the game has not even started. Go. Leave. We go up to the bar, and they're all getting drinks. I got a Pepsi Zero, I don't drink, and I got a cheeseburger. Okay, this is where the story starts. So I get my cheeseburger. Y'all know I'm gluten and dairy free. I'm sitting there and I'm peeling my cheese off like a little gremlin. I'm over here like trying to peel all this cheese off. And here comes a couple in Florida gear. Now, mind you, all of my people that I'm with, my group, my family, we're all in Georgia gear. We're all Georgia fans. And there's a lot of Georgia fans in this place. Well, these two Florida Gator fans come up and sit at the bar right next to us. I'm like, all right, here we go. Because Florida fans are typically not the nicest to Georgia fans. And so they sit down and they're like, the dude's like, oh, hey. Actually, no, the woman went to the bathroom. He sat down. He's like, hey, and one of my cousins is a huge talker, a huge extrovert. So he immediately starts just chatting it up and they're getting along. And then they find out where they're from Georgia. And then he's like, oh my word, why are you here? Well, then somehow he gets confused and is like, so you're all friends? And I was like, no, we're family. This is my family. And then he was like, so how'd you meet? I was like, well, we're family. So like, we're related. He's like, oh, so like your friends, like so did you meet up in Jacksonville? I was like, no, we share the same last name. What are you not getting? We are family. And bro literally kept like, wow, you chose a Georgia-Florida game to meet up with your friends. That's crazy. I was like, dude, no. And then he goes, oh, so this is your first time meeting? Sir, this is my family. I have known these people for my entire 21 lives, okay? I don't know what you are not understanding. I know these people. These are my family. We share a last name. I don't know if he was already drunk. I don't know. So then I just basically was like, all right. I put if from touring and working with a lot of drunk people, there's a certain just way you have to talk with drunk people. And there's just certain like thing you have to understand. Okay, this is just, he's never going to understand. So it's not even worth it. And it's just better to just be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, we're friends. So I immediately flipped that switch and I'm like, yeah, we're just meeting up. Yeah. And so T's talking to him and then comes this woman. I'm still trying to peel off the cheese. Okay. By this time my cheese are coming, I'm peeling it off. No joke. On everything I love, this woman comes up. So y'all are me sitting there, right? This woman comes up. She walks up, goes like this. And I'm like, she goes, do you only eat meat? I was like, no. She goes, are you on the carnivore diet? I said, no, I just can't have gluten. She goes, oh, cheese is gluten, huh? I promise. I think she was high. I'm pretty sure she was high. Her eyes were wider than anything I've ever seen, and she was closer to me than, and I was very uncomfortable. I was like, what is going on? Please back up. I was like, no, it's dairy. I'm dairy free as well. I'm allergic. She goes, how long have you been on that diet? I was like, what? I just want to eat my burger, bro. I go, I've been allergic to it, you know. She goes, oh, since birth you haven't eaten that. I was like, I mean, I guess. Sure. And now I'm like, okay, so she's probably high. So I'm like, yeah, since birth I haven't, yeah. Because you, at this point, when people are high or drunk, you just kind of have to go with it. There's no explaining. After about the third time trying to correct them, you just go with this. So I was like, yeah. Oh, that's really cool. Do you know them? I'm like, dude, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And then she's like, this is my husband. I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna eat now. And then they're ordering drinks and doing whatever. And then they start talking to one of the other people that I'm with. And so I kind of am able to like swarm out of the conversation. And she keeps making like remarks about how it's so fascinating I'm only eating the meat because I'm dipping my burger in ketchup and eating it. And I'm just like, yeah, so fascinating. We're about to leave. We get the text that my parents have finally got there with the work people. And so it's like work time. It's like, all right, time to get a little serious, okay? We can't be acting no tomfoolery around these people. And so we're here. It's like, okay, we're about to start walking back. So I was like, all right, guys, before we go, I gotta pee. So I get in line, and there is a girl and her boyfriend or husband standing there, and I'm standing next to them. And so she goes into the bathroom, and so we're standing there, and then here comes this beyond drunk dude, and it's 2 o'clock, and he is gone. I mean, this is how he came walking. No exaggeration. I promise you, this is how he walked up. That's genuinely how he walked up. And so this dude was a big black dude. And I promise that has to do with the story. I'm not racist. It has to do with the story. Remember that this dude next to me is a big black dude, okay? So I'm standing next to this dude, and he comes up, and the guy next to me kind of like bows up. And because I'm like, okay, this guy is very, like, you don't know what to do when a very drunk person, like, that dude is gone. So he comes up, and he goes for the handlebar that his girl just went into, and he's like going like this to it. And that guy's like, hey, there's someone in there. Back up. And the guy's like, oh, my bad, and no, bro, my bad. And he's like, it's fine, dude. Just, my girl's in there. Just leave her alone. Let her go to the bathroom. He's like, my bad, I didn't know it was my bad. I was like, whatever. And then he goes, he points to me, he's like, she's also next. So you're gonna have to wait. And he's like, no, dude, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just kind of scooting next to this dude because I'm like, okay, he's obviously ready to protect. I'm gonna just stand. I love when men, okay? This dude next to me was manning. He was ready to throw hands. He didn't care that he didn't know me. He was ready to, like, he kind of like looked at me and like kind of like not stepped in front of me, but stepped forward. And I was like, aye, Captain. Aye, Captain. And then this dude points at the bathroom that this girl's in. It says the male, the female, and then the wheelchair. So it's wheelchair accessible. The drunk dude goes, no, dude, look, it said female, male, and crippled. I can go in there. And I'm like, what is... And the dude goes, no, there's someone in line. Wait. The girl's still in there. The dude kind of like walks a little bit away. And I just kind of laughed at the dude. And he was like, I was about to F that dude up. My girl's in there. He better be lucky that effing door didn't open up because I would have F'd him up, bro. Like, he is like going off. And I was like, shoot, hey, protect your woman, man. The girl comes out. And I'm like, I said, oh, he can just go. I'm not, because I didn't want him trying to get in while I was going to the bathroom. I was like, he can just go. I don't care. And the guy, he was, are you sure? Like, the dude next to me, he's like, are you sure you want him to go? I was like, yeah, it's fine. He can go. And so the drunk dude's like, thank you, and walked in. And the guy looked at me and he was like, you're right. It's a rough weekend. You got to be careful. I was like, yeah, like, he can just go. He's obviously needs it more than I do. And he was like, yeah, he was like, I didn't know what he was about to do. I was gonna mess him up though. I was like, hey, respect. So he ends up going that way. Homeboy comes out of the bathroom, looks me dead in the eye, and goes, where'd your brother go? Remember, the dude sitting next to me is a big black dude. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am not. So this dude is gone. This dude is beyond gone. Genuinely, at this point, he was so drunk. I said, I think he went that way. I was like, I think he went that way, dude. Thank you. And went off looking for him. So that's my brother now. I have a new brother. And then he gave me his elbow. He said, thanks for letting me use the bathroom. Like, yep, got you, buddy. So yeah, that's my brother now. 100%. But Loki, that dude, I love that guy. He was so respectful. And like 100% made sure, like he was gonna make sure like everyone there was safe. And I love that. I was like, that right there, W dude. Y'all probably have the same nose. But yeah, the other dude was sick. And when the girl came out, she was just laughing. She was like, what happened? What happened? Because she could tell he was like riled up. Or the people I'm with, they were laughing because they heard everything that was going on. And I was like, dude, what in the world? Let's get out of here. So we leave the pub and we start walking back. And now there's a lot of people. Like there was a lot of people before, now it's packed because the game is about 15 minutes to kick off. It is packed to the brim. So we get to gate 4 and my mom calls and she's like, where are y'all? I'm like, we're sitting up. No, I'm not on the phone. My cousin's on the phone going, we're at the Mercedes-Benz sign. And I keep saying, tell her we're at gate 4. These signs are around the stadium. She's like, no, the sign, this is the only Mercedes-Benz. I said, tell her what gate we're at. Because there's different gate numbers, but this sign's gonna be everywhere. No, I got it. They were at gate 1 and we were at gate 4. And guess what sign was everywhere? He was going, I don't see you guys. We're right by the Mercedes-Benz sign. And they were like, I literally looked like the movies. I was like this near the phone. I was like trying to listen. I was like, what are they saying? I couldn't hear. I was like, I told you, there's different gates, bro. I've been to these things before. I knew there's gonna be different gates. And so we finally walked all the way around to get to the gate. Also, mind you, we were like making jokes, hee hee ha ha jokes about like none of us have ever been in a sinking box seat. We are all just, you know, ghettos basically. And so we were we were all like making jokes of like, I can imagine sitting in the seats, those peasants. I'm sitting in a box seat. Like we were making jokes, like being ironic, like this morning, just joking around with each other. Mind you, this was a lot of our first game, or like all of our first box being in a box, but like pretty much I've been to one football game and everyone else had never been to a football game. So like we're all just joking, obviously. And we get there and these people that, you know, are all big insurance people, whatever, they're saying some things unironically, and I had to stop myself from laughing so many times because I was like, oh my word. Like people there are some people that have bucko lots of money and they are so out of touch with reality. Like, I saw it tonight. I was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. You probably don't think I belong here. Like, genuinely, as bad as that sounds, I'm like, you probably don't think I belong here, because the way they were saying some things, I'm like, I still live with my parents. But it was like, I genuinely, me and my cousin were trying not to laugh, because we were like, because at first I was like, they're joking, right? I was like, they're not joking. They're not joking. Like, one thing, no, they weren't making fun. They were saying like, because if you have a box, you can go into a VIP entrance. And the one dude was like, I'm not sitting in line with those people. We should get to have our own special line because we're in a box. I was like, those people, bro, those people. What do you mean, bro? I'm those people. I'm only here as a guest. He was like, I'm not standing in line. We shouldn't have to stand in line. I was like, I was ready to stand in that line, by the way. I was fully ready to stand. I was just happy to be there. I was just happy to be there. I was just happy. I just want a popcorn. Really. I was like, if I just get some popcorn, I'm content. I could have sat outside and been content. And so I was like, oh my word, bro. And so we get there. We have to go through all of these like elevator. I've been to one football game and it was in nosebleed seats and like in the corner. So like, you know, this is all I've never done in this. I'll probably never do it ever again in my life. This was like a one-time situation because my dad had extra tickets. Usually it's all just business people. But I was able to call. I was like, hey, yo, I'll come if you need need somebody to come. So we have to go through all these different like security things and entrances, and we went through like 5 different security checks going up into thing. We had to walk upstairs and then go into an elevator and then walk up. But I got to walk past I think his name is Shao Kahn, the owner of the Jaguars team, because this is at the Jaguar Stadium. The owner of the Jaguars box suite thingy. It has leopard or jaguar print all over the walls, and it has like the helmets. I was like, bro, that's kind of cool. That's kind of sick. So we got out of there, and then we finally got up to the little area, and we walked in, and I was like, this is so cool, bro. This is so sick. And so we got in, and there was chicken tenders. I ate some chicken tenders. They were so good. There was chicken tenders, and there was burgers and hot dogs. I didn't have any of those. And then, yes, like from Mortal Kombat, bro. Okay, let me see what his actual name is, because I call him Shao Kahn because from Mortal Kombat, okay, owner of Jaguar. Shad Khan. His name is Shad Khan. So it's kind of like Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. I was very excited. The chicken tenders were so good, bro. They were delicious. So I ate up my chicken tendies, and I got popcorn. I got popcorn, and I drank so much water, bro. I drank so much water. Y'all be so proud of me. I was down in water because I honestly was getting really bad shivers, and those like are part of my like tremors and stuff. And so I drank a lot of water. I was sitting there, and then, bro, you thought it couldn't get worse. So we were all chilling, okay? But we're not the only people in this box. There was other people in this box that are like work people that somehow everyone, you know how they like, you know, will talk and all talk to each other and you know, worked in business and whatever. And they're like not really friends, but kind of friends, but I don't really know. I don't know what's going on. I just was happy to be there. So I sit down in my little seat and I'm watching the game. I'm watching the ball get kicked around and I'm having fun eating my chicken tenders, and on commercial breaks, I'm playing my little food sizzle game. And I'm like, man, this is great. I'm a little cold, but that's okay. It's great. The other people started drinking a lot. There was a few wives there, and then obviously the husbands and everything, they were getting really drunk because the drinks are all like provided in the box. I'm not Queso's daughter. Anyways, they were going through alcohol so fast, bro. I was like, holy crap, y'all, it's not going anywhere. You can slow down. Like, it's gonna be okay. The more they drank, the louder they got. And then the people next to it, so the people in our box were there was like 2 Florida Gator fans, and then the rest of us were all Georgia fans. So the box next to us were all Florida Gator fans. So the Georgia fans, not my family, we were all sticking to ourselves. We were like having fun with the Florida Gator fans in our box because we like, my dad knew those people, so we were like, you know, just having fun. We're like, oh no, whatever, you know, just like friendly. The drunk women in our box started beating on the glass towards the Florida Gator fans on the other box. And I literally was like, please get me out of here. I'm gonna jump out of this box onto the people. Because we were on the Florida Gator side. The box that we were in was on the Florida Gator side. Again, it's because somehow the people that my dad works with or something had the box or whatever, and whatever, I don't know. I was like, dude, please stop, please. And then the people on the other side, obviously Florida Gator fans, started like, you know, calling it back, being like, "Oh, you guys suck!" And every time, the Georgia would do something wrong, they would yell at us. And every time Florida Gators do something wrong, and so Florida Gators have this chant that's like, "Move back, you suck," whatever. Every time we'd get a flag or drop it or whatever it may be, and we had to move back, they would start chanting that at us, and then the drunk people on our side would get really mad and repeat it about 100 times how it's a 6th grader chant. And so then every time Georgia doesn't do that chant. We don't have, that's not our chant. Every time Florida would move back, they would start yelling at people like, "Move back. What is it you're saying? Move back. You suck. You suck." And I'm like, dude, please. And then the ladies are, cause they're probably like 40, 50 years old. And then the people over in the other box are probably like in their 20s to 40s. The ladies are like, "You have to be careful with them. They're snowflakes. They get offended at everything. You can't do nothing to them. They're snowflakes." And we're beating on their glass. What is going on? Just watch the game, bro. I genuinely was like, dude, there's no way. What is going on? Y'all need to stop drinking and just watch the game. Please, bro. Please. Sometimes people take that stuff too far. Yes, the thing is, you're gonna make people genuinely angry, and then it's gonna be really bad. My dad always, every time before I've been to one game before this, and then one game when I was really little, and I remember both of them. He said, "Do not talk to anybody, do not start fights, do not banter, do not," because some people take that really serious and it's gonna go really bad. So I keep my mouth shut. I keep my mouth shut. In video games, brother, I will say it all. At football games, I keep my mouth shut. I don't say that. I mean, I'll cheer and, you know, chant and whatever, but I will keep my mouth shut at football games. And so they are genuinely yelling and screaming, and I am just sitting there like, what is going on? And then Georgia starts to suck because we suck. And then they get quiet. I'm like, and then they started getting mad because the Florida Gator fans were like, "Oh, where are you now? Where are you now?" And they're like getting mad. I'm like, you can't do that. You can't trash talk and then get mad when they trash talk back, bro. That's part of the game. If someone's trash talking, okay, or if you're trash talking and you start to lose and they trash talk back, that's part of the banter game, bro. Like, that is how it is. I'm sorry, you're gonna get trash talk back. And they're getting so upset. I'm over here just eating my popcorn, ready for the game, just being like, "This a good game. This is pretty good." And so finally it got down to like the wire. Like, it was a close game. It was pretty much anyone's game until the final incomplete pass call. And that, because we're on the Florida Gators side, they were not happy with that call, and they were really bad, and it was getting really I was like, okay, we might want to get out of here, bro, because this is rough. So I grabbed my chicken tendies, I grabbed my popcorn, and we waited till a minute 30. We're bouncing because this is gonna get bad. Georgia ended up winning. They actually, low-key oral farm, he took a knee outside of the end zone he could have gotten the score. He could have scored the touchdown, then kneed before he went to, field goal or whatever it may be, punt, whatever. But he kneed before the end zone to aura farm. I'm not gonna lie, bro was aura farming. I said, dang, bro. So they ended up running the timeout, and so we got into, but then this is literally one of my favorite parts of the story. So one of the boss people that I was like not talking to solely because I was like, you're an important person and I'm not trying to ruin any relationship you have with my father because I don't know how to be professional. Like, I can be kind of professional, but I don't know anything about insurance and I don't want to mess anything up, so I'm just gonna, I said hi, I was friendly, and then, I just kind of kept my distance because I don't want to do anything wrong. So we get into the elevator to go down, and I was telling my dad, because those people, we weren't with the people that were banging on the door and stuff. And I told my dad, I was like, dude, did you see those people banging on the glass? And my dad was like, yeah, the boss guy leans over and goes, oh my word, yes, I saw that, the drama, what happened, can you tell me? And I was like, who is this diva? This diva wants the tea. I was like, oh my goodness. Because like the whole night I'm thinking this dude is like super professional, like boss dude, like very like, he literally went, oh, and he grabbed my shoulder and went, oh, across my dad. Oh my word, I heard that. What was the drama? You have to tell me. I was like, oh my word. Yes, bro. Yes. It made my night. I was like, oh, Oren, you're such a diva. Let me tell you. So I said, oh my word. And I explained. And he said, oh my word, I cannot do that. I said, I know the confrontation really makes me nervous. I was like, please stop. He said, me too. I cannot stand it. Oh my word. But I heard it got rowdy. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Cause like, this is a big dude, bro. I'm like, bro, this is great. And so we chatted all the way to the parking lot about the tea, I guess. That one's civilized, I know. And so we chatted, and then they had to go. My dad's at dinner with them. They all had to go to dinner, which I was like, we're going home. And so then so our group, we're going to go to the bus station again because we have to get bus back to our car. So we're walking, and there's a lot of people. And my cousin T, he's talking as a Discord mod. He's going, oh my goodness, kittens, where, like, he's doing that whole bit, like, and so to all these random people, he's like, excuse me, kitten, I need to get by. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is bad, bro. I'm like, just get me to this bus stop. So we get to the bus stop and we get in line, and there's 2 lines, and I'm like, okay, I think eventually these lines are gonna merge into one, and we're probably gonna have to like shove our way into the one. Like, I'm assuming everyone's merging. Well, then I find out we're in the wrong line. There's 2 bus lines. There's one line that's busing to this place and one line that's busing to this. And listen, you grow up and in a big city and you have city mentality, and your girl, I was a hero tonight. I was some people's villain, but I was a hero to my group, and I put my family first, so shoot, I'll be a villain. I said, crap, we're in the wrong line. And that line, the other line is back. So we were all standing in line for a bit. And I was like, crap, we've been standing in this line and we actually need to be in that line. I look, and there's a little fence post kind of like right here. I look, and I look, I said, follow me. Everyone follow me. Don't say anything. Just follow me. And I slowly just move into the other line. And my people follow me into the other line. And I'm like, huh. Man, who put that fence post there? Huh. And we got on that bus. Now, was I some people's villain tonight? Yes. Had that happen to me, would I be upset? Probably. But I had a family to take care of, and care did I take. And apparently, we were still trying to, because we didn't know if we were in the right line or not. Because the sign said we were in the right line, we were in this line, but then we were hearing people say something else. So the dude's in front of us, I said, is this going to whatever area we need to be in? And he was like, that's what we were told, but I don't know. He was like, I guess we'll find out. I was like, I guess. So we're talking. So a little bit of the line has moved. Barely any. And apparently my cousin said, one of the dudes, the Florida Gators behind us, said, are you guys gonna effing move or something like that? And so he said he responded back in the Discord mod accent. He was like, can you give us a second? We're trying to figure it out. Like, just because your team lost doesn't mean you have to be so upset. Oh, it was an adventure. We got on the bus though, and we got back home or back to our car, and everything went great. Oh, one of my people in my group went and peed in the woods, which was fun. Oh, and he kept grabbing his popcorn and throwing it, going, popcorn! And just throwing it in the air as we were walking and go, popcorn! Popcorn! Like a little flower girl. And then he had a slice of pizza that he kept pointing at people going, you like pizza? And he's a little tipsy, bro. And drinks. I was very sober. I didn't drink anything but water. He was not. He had no water. And so he just kept pointing his pizza at people going, you like my pizza? And apparently, the Florida Gator fans that were like, are you gonna effing move? He apparently pointed the pizza at them and said, you can give us a second. We're trying to figure it out. And it was such a floppy piece of pizza. And then he ate it. And he ate the piece of pizza on the bus, on the ride back to the car. I wish I had that kind of order, dude. T's got order. T's also a police officer, and he was EMT. He's a firefighter, police officer, and once he's done with police, he'll go to be SWAT medic. So like this dude is in charge of people's lives, and he's talking to people as a Discord mod, asking if they want a bite of his pizza that's cold and mushy. I was dying, bro. I was surprised I had a voice from yelling. Like my whole family, we were all yelling. You know, it's a game. You gotta yell. So I was yelling, and then I was laughing so hard. I was like, dude, I'm gonna die. Stop. And then, oh my word. And then on the bus, bro, I look over. Okay, the basement is cold. Get a jacket. Would you give us a second, sir? Literally, what he said, actually, we're trying to figure it out, so you need to calm down. Just because your team lost doesn't mean you get to be angry. So we're on the bus, and we went all the way to the back so I can get everyone seats so we could all sit together. And there's an older couple sitting in the seats beside me, because we're sitting in seats that are like staring at each other, and the rest of the bus is just normal bus seats. So I look over, and this lady, older lady, like a lot older lady, has her phone out, and the print is like at 100, like very large print. And I looked over and I saw it, and I was like, that's not a text. I was like, what is that? Because I was like, that's not a text. And I realized she's reading a book, but not just any book. This old lady is reading smut. And so I can't keep this information to myself. I can't keep this info to myself. So I looked at my people and I said, y'all never believe this. She's reading smut, bro. And so Tristan looks over and starts narrating what she's reading to everyone. And he's like whispering it. If she wasn't older, she would have been able to hear him. And so he's reading it in the Discord mod accent. And he's reading it all. And I'm just like, bro, stop, please, bro, please. Please, bro. Like, I looked and I saw it, and I was like, no, okay, that's all right. And so I didn't need to hear it. I could have, but this woman's also reading, because he goes, yo, look how fast she's reading. And I was like, what do you mean? You're just probably slow at reading, bro. She is hooked to this book, because let me tell you, she is swiping this book so fast, bro. I literally read one sentence and she's already swiping. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. We all were like, holy crap, she is reading this so fast, bro. What is happening? She's literally going like this. Because he can't keep up, because he was trying to read it. He was like trying to read. He was like getting cut off. And he was like, Randy, go back. I missed the chapter. Go back, Randy. And so it was an interesting 20-minute bus ride back to the car. But it was a night. It was a night to remember. I had a blast. I love my family to death. And even though my dad was having to work, he still had a ton of fun. And this was like his like birthday celebration too. So I know he was really happy that he got to have family there, because had it just been work, like he wouldn't be able to loosen up as much, I think. So he got to loosen up because we were all there and we had fun. I got hit in the head at some point. I don't remember by who. Someone went to high five me and they hit my head. I literally went boom. I was literally sitting. I'd turn around. Every time Georgia would do something good, we'd all turn around and be like, oh yeah. So I turned around and someone boom. I was like, okay, I'm back. I'm alive. I'm ready. I'm good. I'm back. I was like, okay. Bro, they really did high five my forehead because the forehead takes up so much room. Dude, they didn't mistake my forehead. No, they didn't mistake my forehead for that. That's not true. They don't say that. They didn't think it was my hand. They hit your head because of how big your forehead. That's not true. They just missed. They just missed my hand, I think. My head was like right here. They just missed it. Did your forehead hurt their hand? Shut up. They didn't want to hit your nose. I don't have small hands. I have big hands. Look. They misconstrued the 5 fingers for your 5 head. That is so diabolical. Bro! It was a really fun night. I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad I went. First of all, just for my dad, because I know it meant a lot to my dad to go and I'll hang out. But the drama that ensued just from the start at the pub, bro. I mean, holy. They still missed your hairline. You're gonna stop typing in my chat is what you're gonna do. I like how Luda her Russian spy skills get past the fence. I'm not gonna lie. Is it nerdy of me to when I did it be thinking like this was like when Detroit becomes human when you're at the bus station and you gotta sneak through. I was like I just sneaked through. My sneakiness was high enough that no one saw me. I was like, dang, my sneakiness was at a good level because they didn't see me. Good thing they used shatterproof glass. Yeah, they were really beating on the glass hard. I don't understand. I don't understand being like that. I understand banter if you want to banter. I'm not going to because I was raised not to at a football game. But I understand banter. I banter online. I mean, I use the Rocket League. Nice try. Nice shot. I question mark them. I tell them that their mom wears jeans in the shower. I do it all. So I understand banter if you want to banter, but like don't be annoying, bro. Don't beat on the glass of someone. Like, first of all, this isn't your box, sweet. Like, you break this, you're gonna get in trouble. Second of all, you don't know those people. Quit. Like, if you want to joke with them and like banter, but beating on the glass, bro, come on. I am obsessed with Detroit, bro.